Okay, so one thing I forgot to add into this tutorial was how I scraped my messages data into kind of those nuances and patterns that you spotted in the garden. So one of the things that we are going to try teaching our Excel or teaching our spreadsheet is to figure out how to categorize different pieces of information into one category, into one thing. So for example, in this case, if I had a whole list of messages and in it was like, there was a hello, hey there, what's up, hi there, hiya. How do we teach Excel that all of that means hello? Right? And so because I'm not working with a message data set anymore for this example. What I thought I could replicate in our flowers seasons example is vowels. So how do we teach Excel that every A, E, I, O, U that it comes across in the whole data set is a vowel? So we're gonna jump into how we can do that. Okay, so I've prepared 4 columns here. The first thing that we're going to do is check. So we're looking at the flower names, right, in this section of the tutorial. We're going to focus on the flower names, and that is in column C. First, we're going to do 4 different things. First, we're going to check if each of the flower names has the letter A in them. Second, we are going to count. We're going to look at the formula that can allow us to count how many A's are in each word. And then third, we are going to check if there are any vowels in any of those words. And so again, this is kind of us upgrading to not just the letter A, but a range of letters. And we've prepared kind of those vowels here as a list. And then finally, we are going to see how we can count how many vowels there are in each of the names. This is kind of a similar mechanism to how I kind of analyze my message data, or kind of if you have like longer texts as your data and you want to pick out certain keywords and things like that. Let's start with, how do we check if each name has the letter A in it? We type in ISNUMBER, search, and then as you can see here, the snippets of Excel says, what text do you want to find? I want to find the letter A. Again, quotation marks, never forget. And then I want to find the letter A within what text? And so I'm going to say within C2. And then I'm going to close all the brackets. I'm going to hit enter. And then it says true. So if I double click, and so now it has autofilled, and so every name that where it detects the letter A, it's going to return to us a true value, whereas names that don't have the letter A would be a false. It's a bit hard to tell the 2 words apart, so what I'm going to do is introduce a new conditional formatting. Highlight cells rules equal to, and I'm going to say if it's a false, I'm going to mark it red, and if it's a true, I'm going to mark it as green. Cool. So yeah, so that's the first thing that we can do, is if you want to check one character in a range of cells. The second thing is, okay, you know how to detect that character. Now, how do you count how many of that character is in each cell? The formula that we're going to use for that one is the len substitute. So as you can see, I've already listed out each of the formulas that we are going to use for these 4 sections, and I got these from ExcelJet as well, which I'll explain to you guys a little bit more in the end of this video. And so I'm just going to copy and paste that. Cool. And so again, so len C2, the text here refers to like what text do I want to like search in. And then for this one, substitute text. Again, text is what text we want to find it in, and then old text is the letter A, and then blank is a new text. Cool. And now it's giving us, yep, an accurate result. So Lysianthus here only has one letter A, and I'll double click that. And now it has counted how many A's are in each word corresponding to what row they are in. And so I know that those formulas look really long and it's kind of hard to like explain what the logic behind that is, but if you guys are happy to jump into ExcelJet and search what you need, they usually have like a really comprehensive guide of like how, like what that actually means mathematically for us to be able to find the accurate data that we need. Next, we're going to check if there are vowels in each word. And so the formula that I used for that is SUMPRODUCT. And so SUMPRODUCT does a similar thing to what len would do. So len is known for finding or counting certain characters in a cell. So because we are only counting one character, which is the character A or the letter A, before we get into that though, we need to make sure that Excel understands that when we say vowels, we mean these 5 letters, or when we say consonants, we mean all of these letters. And so what you would do before getting into those formulas is you would create what is called a named range. And so I've already created mine, and how you do it is you basically list out either the characters or the phrases or anything that you want to be categorized into one category. You list them out in a separate column like this, and then you would drag down and just, drag over all of them. And then in here, so just left of the formula box, and so here at the corner, you would basically type in the name of your range. Basically, you are assigning a name to the values in this range of cells. And so Excel knows that, okay, when you say vowels, you mean this. And so let's check if there are 4 vowels in each of these names. Obviously, I fully expect it's going to give us true all the way down because all of the names have vowels in them. But let's just do it for illustration purposes. So I'm going to copy and paste all of this using the SUMPRODUCT. Yep. And so as you can see, this ISNUMBER search is similar to like what we did for here, where we were searching for A. So this is just kind of a more compounded version of it because we are searching for a range of characters. And so I'm gonna that. I'm gonna hit enter, and it's going to give us true. And of course, the whole column will give us true. Finally, we are going to look at how we can count the vowels. And so we're not just counting for the letter A, we are counting how many vowels are in each flower name. I'm going to use that again. And again, you see the len kind of being played here. So so if you look closely, it's so similar to like what you would do for like it's so similar to what you would do for like counting the letter A or like checking if there's a letter A. So it's got the ISNUMBER search. Check vowels also has the ISNUMBER search inside of SUMPRODUCT, and the count A uses len minus len substitute. Same thing with like counting vowels, it uses the len minus len substitute inside of SUMPRODUCT. And so it's really similar mechanisms. And by the way, all of these formulas will be pasted in the description below. And I'll leave kind of the parts that you can fill in with your own cells, or you can fill in with your own named range, that kind of thing. And so I'll leave this as is for now. And success. And so as you can see, it can bring out, so it returns to us the number of vowels in each given flower name. So I'll just double click that, and yep, and that looks about correct. And so rose has 2, tulip has 2. Yeah, so that's, I suppose that's kind of how I would kind of scrape kind of text data and then try and find certain patterns or things that you want to bring out of it. And so it's helpful, hopefully, if your data set, is compiling comments or titles or emails or letters, like what words do you want to find, what kind of greetings or what sort of like yeah, like keywords, phrases, that you want to, yeah, that you want to kind of detect within the data set and then count how many of those occurrences are. And you can find some interesting stuff from there, hopefully.